Shalom to my brothers and sisters in the body of Yahushua HaMashiach. And this video will be a part of Yahuwah's calendar playlist. But this video ties into a review of Brother Obadiah message that he had about September the 23rd. So I know now what you're thinking, my brothers and sisters who can see my calendar. I do apologize. I do not have the best devices, but we're going to work with what we have through the power of Yahuwah. You're probably saying, how in the world can Sister Yidia tell us what day would the new moon fall on the 7th, 8th, and 9th month? How is that possible when we have not seen the new moon? So first, we're going to go to time, date, and calm, because I want to show you something, what happened when the earth shifted again. I mean, it shifted worse than the prior shifts, and it has now affected what we can now observe in the heavens. So now I'm going to timeanddate.com first, and I want to show you first how I came to these, I call projections, all right? However, first, what we're looking at now, these are the moon phases for Arad, Israel in 2016. In my prior videos, you need to learn about the 4-quarter moon phases. They are, the first one is your waxing half moon, that's illumination of 50%. The second one is your full moon, it is 100%. Your third one is the waning half moon, that is 50%. And your fourth one is your new moon, that's the dark moon. Okay? And that is 0% illumination. When you know what week of the lunar month that these days should fall on, and what lunar days these phases should fall on, most of the time you can project when the new moon will be seen from the earth. Most of the time, this is a guaranteed way to ensure that you have sighted the new moon correctly by knowing these 4 most important lunar quarter phases. Okay, so time and date calm has these phases, which we see here. Remember, the Gentile called the dark moon the new moon, but according to the proper Enoch, the new moon is the first visible crescent of light that is seen from the earth. The Father is always about light. Even from sundown to sundown, it ends the day in with light. Even with the starting of the month, it begins with light, and then it ends with no light to let us know it is over. So it's very important that you study the Bible, first and second Enoch, my people, the Book of Jubilees, as well as the other hidden books to understand Yahuwah's calendar. Okay? So we have first quarter, which is the waxing half moon, full moon. Third quarter also is known as the waning half moon. And the last quarter is the new moon, my people. But here's where I want us to go first. I want you to go to moon rise and moon set times for Arad. It happened this past weekend where I remember I didn't follow up on the waning half moon, okay? And I realized that it was on Saturday during the daylight time, okay? So when I went to go outside to look for it, and Saturday was the 24th, I could not see it on that day. So based on this chart, I went, like I said, the Most High stirred my spirit up, and I said, well, let me go to timeanddate.com to see when it's the next time I can see this, okay? So this is for September 2006, giving us the moon rise and the moon set time. Now this is for Saturday the 24th. The reason why I couldn't see the moon, because it was under the horizon. Watch my prior videos to understand why it's so important to understand what the horizon is, because this video is going to be a little advanced for those who know the basic things about Yahuwah's calendar. Okay. And on that day, when it crossed the meridian passing right here, it was 41.7%. So I said, okay, so that's why I couldn't see it. But then later on, when I was doing some work on the calendar, my people, something said go back and look at the other days that came after September the 24th. So again, on the 25th of September, the moon was under the horizon. On the 26th, the moon was under the horizon. On the 27th, the moon was under the horizon. The 28th, it was under the horizon. The 29th, it was under the horizon. And the 30th day of September, it was under the horizon. So if we count these days so far, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in the month of September that the moon could not be seen. Now, when I compare this information to the 23rd of September, which was Friday, the moon was over the horizon. Isn't it funny how that young man was talking about the 23rd, and on that day there was earthquakes and meteor showers? Well, the earth now has shifted so much now, my people. We now will not be able to see the moon like we're supposed to, depending on what area you are in the earth. So then it led me to go to October. Let's see what's going on in the month of October. And remember, these are projections. I still like to have confirmation by going out and observing the heavens, my people. But from what I've seen so far, we would not be able to see the new moon on the new moon day. Because even on October the 1st, it's under the horizon. And this is based off of Arad, Israel. So do not be surprised, my people, if they cannot see the new moon. Let's keep going. On October the 2nd, it's under the horizon. On October the 3rd, it's under the horizon. On the 4th, it's under the horizon. On the 5th, it's under the horizon. On the 6th, it's under the horizon. On the 7th of October, it's under the horizon. On the 8th, it's under the horizon. On the 9th, it's under the horizon. On the 10th, it is over the horizon. So in this month so far, it would be 9 days that the moon would not be able to be seen until the 10th day of October. So let's see how many days it'll be over the horizon from the 10th day. On the 11th, it's over the horizon. On the 12th, it's over the horizon. On the 13th, it's over the horizon. And on the 14th, it's over the horizon. On the 15th, it's over the horizon. And on the full moon day, it's over the horizon, which is very important because the Feast of Tabernacles is going to fall on a full moon day, my people, okay? Then on the 17th, it's over the horizon. On the 18th, it's over the horizon. On the 19th, it's over the horizon. On the 20th, it's over the horizon. On the 21st, it's over the horizon. Then on the 22nd, it's over the horizon. 23rd, it goes back to being under the horizon. So for 22 days in the month of October, from the 1st to the 22nd day, from the 10th to the 22nd day, the moon will be visible and over the horizon. But when it goes to October the 23rd, it will be not visible and under the horizon. So the only way to prove what time and date is already telling us, we're going to have to observe the heavens, my people. But my gut is already telling me that Israel may not be able to see the moon because the earth has shifted so much on its new moon day. So this is why I went ahead and put this information out about the calendar. Okay? So this is season 3. We are in the fall season. We are getting approached the third feast that's dealing with harvesting. okay, which is the Feast of Tabernacles. Also read Exodus chapter 34, verse 21, okay, because I love that verse because the Yahuwah's calendar is based off of agriculture. It is aligned with the earth and it's aligned with the crops. For if we're out of season, then we cannot celebrate these feast days because they are dependent on certain crops to come forth. For example, in a bid, we must have barley. In Pentecost, the wheat must be ready, and the wheat is only ripened in the fourth month. In other words, it's only ripened in summertime. And also the grapes is only ripened in summertime. Okay. And then for the final ingathering will fall during the fall equinox. Now, this is what I learned so much about the equinox. Okay. It is based off the Mazzaroth, which is Hebrew for the 12 signs, 12 constellations, or 12 stars, or the Gentiles would say the 12 zodiac, as written in Job chapter 38, verse 31. Okay, it is only 12 constellation. When you hear about 13 constellation, they are using the Earth orbit or the Earth rotation, and this is why they are falling into the 13th constellation. When you follow the sun circuit, which is the tropical year, it will only fall into 12 constellations. And that is written as according to the Most High Word. Again, read first and second Enoch, my people, as well as Josephus touch a little bit about these 12 zodiac sign. Okay, so the new moon will fall on October the 1st at sundown. Now, this is how I know these dates are correct because I understand these lunar phases. You know, you got your half moon, full moon, waning half moon, last waning crescent. Let me see, can I go down a little bit? To my dark moon. Because I understand these phases and how they can only fall, this is how I know these dates are correct. FYI, from studying and research, I found that Yahushua HaMashiach was born on the 4th day of the lunar month, in the 7th month, my people. And I will put the post link in for those who follow me on Facebook, I'll put the post link so you can do further study. However, if you have the 1611 Bible, then you will understand the precepts because when the wise men went to King Herod in Jerusalem, it was during the time when the star was in the east. And that star in the east was Regulus. Regulus is spelled Regulus. It's the royal star, king star, in the Leo constellation. Leo constellation represent lion. Leo constellation is also the royal constellation. Now Jupiter is the king planet, which represent Yahuwah. And when he was born on this day, and they dated back to September the 14th, 3 BC, Jupiter circled around Regulus to let the world know that a king was born and that he has entered the earthly realm. Okay, so I'm not going to go much deeper than that, but when you do your research, you're going to find that he was actually born not on the first day of the 7th month, but actually he was born on the 4th day of the 7th month. And the new moon sighting on that day, as far as the Gregorian date, the new moon, when the time when Yahushua was born, well, before the time Yahushua was born, it was sighted September the 11th, 3 BC. But he was born September the 14th, 3 BC. So he started preaching in 28 AD, and he was crucified and resurrected in 32 AD at the age of 33 and a half. Again, watch my video. For those who are on YouTube, watch my video on the creation timeline. And that's another way to confirm what I'm telling you is correct, okay, based off the evidence that I have. Okay. Now, then on the 9th day of the 7th month, we have, I also forgot to mention, on the first day of the 7th month, there is a fast, but it's dealing with the fast of Isaiah chapter 58. Read that. Then on the 9th day of the 7th month, we have a fast where we are afflicting our soul. Okay, you can find that in Leviticus chapter 23. Then on the 10th day of the 7th month, we have a fast and atonement, okay? Then the Feast of Tabernacle, my people, will always fall on a full moon day. That's another way to confirm that your calendar has been done correctly, okay? And it lasts for 7 days, and then we have the great day. Then the reason why this is in yellow, because the sun has entered into the 8-star constellation, and that is Scorpio. Okay, those who follow the tropical zodiac year, which is the correct circuit to follow, that's gonna be around at 100 at 210 degrees in the heavenly circuit. Okay, so the sun on that day would be entering into the 8-star constellation. Remember, the 7th month, the 8th month, and the 9th month of the sun, the solar year, are the months of fall. Okay, so for us, this feast fall right in fall season, all of it. Okay, fall right in the fall season, perfectly and beautifully. Your Feast of Tabernacles should fall like that, my people. It should fall either on the equinox day or after. Anything before, I have not seen that happen. But those who are following something else, this is why you got those results, okay? All right, then we have the last waning crescent that always going to fall in your 4th week, my people. Always, okay? And then we have the dark moon to fall on the 30th day. My people, this is a perfect month. Perfection, okay? It is perfected perfectly, my people, okay? All right. So because I know we have a dark moon on the 30th day of that month, your new moon has to fall on the next following day. For dealing with the moon, we can only have 29 or 30 days. So this is how I was able to get the dates. So I'm not going to go through everything word for word. So get your pencil and paper, write this down. For the 8th month, which is Bull, the new moon crescent, if it can be seen from the earth, should be sighted on October the 31st at sundown. Okay. So that day for that count will be from the 31st to the 1st. Okay. That is day one. Now, because I understand these moon phases, that's how I was able to figure out the beginning of the ninth month of Yahuwah calendar. So if that new moon crescent is visible from the earth, it should fall on the 29th day at sundown, my people. Okay. And you can tell I got very excited when I wanted to share this information with you because I didn't even fill out the rest of this calendar. So at this time, take this time to pause the screen now and write down the information you can see. Okay. So going back to the 8th month, my half moon is going to fall on day 8 of the month, of the lunar month. My full moon is going to fall on day 14 of the lunar month. And then my half waning moon will fall on the 21st day of the full month. And then right beside it, the sun is going to be entering the 9th star constellation. Now, I do need to mention this. Because we cannot divide that day like, this is month 2 or this is month 3 of the sun, or this is spring or this is fall, and etc. We have to treat this as a whole day. So this is the last day of the 8th month of the sun. Okay. This is the last day of the 8th month of the sun when it enters into the 9th star constellation. That's very important to know. Then my dark moon was on the 29th day of the 8th lunar month. Okay. Now going to my 9th month. Again, the new moon day will be sighted on the 29th day at sundown if it can be visible from the earth. My half moon will be seen on the 8th day of the 9th month. Then on the 15th day of the 9th month, we'll have my full moon. Then on the 22nd day is my waning half moon. Then I have the last waning crescent on the 29th day of the 9th lunar month. And then the dark moon is on a 30th day of the ninth lunar month. Again, a perfect month right here, okay? Hanukkah, which is also called the Feast of Lights or the Feast of Dedication, is started on the 25th day of Kislev, okay? And it lasts for 8 days. So for this calendar, I counted, sorry about that. I counted 6 days. So it will end on the 10th month of the moon on the second day of the lunar month. Okay, so that feast will end on the 10th month on the second day of that month. All right. Now let me give you the days of the sun. So get your pencil and paper ready and write this down. We're gonna start with the moon because I have 30, 29, and 30 days for the third quarter. I got a total of 89 days, and the actual time of the moon for that month was 89 days, 6 hours, and 42 minutes. Okay. Now, I went back to the prior months because I did have a error in one of my calculations when getting the figures of the amount of time it takes the moon to orbit around the earth for each month. And I'm going to give you those numbers as well. But right now, I have for this quarter, so far the total is for the moon is 265 days total. Okay. Now the actual time of the moon for orbiting around the earth for this time is 265 days, 19 hours, and 30 minutes. That's starting from the mid first to the ninth month. Okay. Now for the sun. For the fall season, I have for the sun is a total of 90 days. Now, the actual breakdown of that time of the sun when it's dealing with its circuit or fall into each 12-star constellation, that is 90 days, 5 hours, and 36 minutes. Now, for the total amount for the third quarter of the sun, I got 276 days, all right? And the actual timing of that is 276, 1 hour, and 48 minutes. So for the sun, 7th month, we had 31 days. For the sun, 8th month, we had 30 days, right up here. And then for the sun, 9th month, we have 29 days, okay? Now let me give you the updated corrections I had to make due to that oversight. But it didn't really change much people, okay? So just listen well. For Adar 2, which is this, we had a 13th month, that's what it means. For the year of 2015 to 2016, the 13th month, the moon was behind the sun 11 days, okay? Because the equinox on that month fell on the 11th day of the 13th month. And when I break it down to actual timing, I got 10.778 days, which is 10 days, 18 hours, and 40 minutes. So it fulfilled the prophecy in the book of Jubilees about those who observe the moon with notice that it come in 10 days too soon, because the vernal equinox, which is the spring equinox, represents the ending of the sun 12th month, okay? And that's when daylight is equal to night, all right? They're about equal. And that is the last day of winter, my people. So the first day of spring actually started on Adar the 2nd on the 12th day. That's when spring started. So this is why we have Passover to start on in the month of April and May. And the date of Passover fell on April the 21st at sundown, which was Thursday, to April the 22nd at sundown, which was Friday. And that was a full moon day, my people. And my sister Shawnetta saw some great things in the heavens that happened that day. Check out my photo album with the things that's seen in the heavens. All right. All right. So that updated that one. For the other period, dealing with months, dealing with the first, second, and third month. we had a total of 93 days for spring, and the actual breakdown of that was, make sure I look at it. Oh, sorry, that information don't have to be updated, but this FYI, for the sun, we had a total of 93 days of spring. It's the moon. I have to give you the updated information. I do apologize for that. Now, the actual time of the moon total for the first quarter, the first, second, and third month was 88 days, and the actual time of that was 87 days, 23 hours, and 37 minutes. That's the first quarter of the moon. For the second quarter of the moon, we had a total of 88 days. I'm sorry, the total for the fourth, fifth, and sixth month was 88 days. And for that sixth month, we will only have 29 days, my people. Okay. Which we are in now. And that would fall on, I'm sorry. And the 29th day of the sixth month will fall on October the 30th at sundown and end on November the 1st at sundown. So the total days for the fourth, fifth, and sixth month, I got 88 days. The actual timing of that is 88 days, 13 hours, and 11 minutes. Now, the grand total for the second quarter of the moon was 176 days, but the actual timing of the moon to go around the earth was 176 days, 12 hours, and 48 minutes. So this is how I was able to get for the third quarter of the moon. I got a grand total of 265 days. Actual timing of that is 265 days, 19 hours, and 30 minutes. Okay. And the total grand total of the 7, 8, and 9th month was 89 days, and the actual timing of that was 89 days, 6 hours, and 42 minutes. So I know you might say, well, this is a lot of stuff to keep up with. Yes, it is. And I'm so glad that when the prophecy of Enoch should be fulfilled about the 8th day from Adam, started on the 8th day from Adam, which is the 13,000 year of creation, we would no longer have a need to keep a record of time, nor we have a need to count days or any of that. Okay, so that time will be coming. I'm looking forward to it. So let me scroll down to the bottom of this because I want you to kind of see what I have going on down here. So what I do for all my calendars now that I keep a record of, I make sure I keep I'm gonna move this cursor so that way that little stuff can go away. I write down everything. I write down the date and time the sun enter the star constellation, what that star constellation is. So for the 7th, 8th, and 9th month, we have Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. Okay. I also write down the date and time where each of the moon phases occur. Okay. Like the new moon, which is first visit crescent of light, waning half moon, full moon, waning half moon, that's decreasing the light 50%, and then the dark moon. Okay. I also write down any important information that's dealing with the holy days. The Sabbaths always fall on the 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th day. I write down the actual timing of the moon. Now, how I'm actually to figure out the actual timing of the sun is I look at the time that that sun entered that prior constellation and figure out the difference from the next constellation. That's how I'm able to do that. Okay, for those who like math. And that brings me to this tab here. For when you start dividing and stuff, you get these decimal points. So when you're dealing with hours and it's in the when you're trying to convert minutes to 100 of an hour, this is a great site to use because for me, with one of the numbers I was working with, it was 0.67, and I was trying to figure out how many minutes was that, and that was 40 minutes. So this is a great thing to have on hand when you're doing calculations. All right. So this is the proof, my people, that I have been talking about for the past couple of days. There has been a great shifting of the earth office atlas now, my people. And very soon we're going to witness this effect in the heavens. This will explain why we will not be able to see the new moon or the other moon phases for several days. Okay? So I'm asking you, my brothers and sisters, not only to share this, but observe the heavens. Share what you see so we can confirm if this is true. All right? And really, I do pray and hope that those who are in Israel, our brothers and sisters, can see the new moon. But right now, the way things are looking, they will not be able to see it. All right, my brothers and sisters, this is a great sign to let us know we are in the last days. Continue to preach the gospel of the kingdom of heaven is at hand. For we know this is a season for Yahushua HaMashiach to return to to gather or to redeem what belongs to him. Read Ephesians chapter 1, verse 13 to 14, and Luke chapter 21, Mark chapter 13, and Matthew chapter 24, and also John chapter 16, verse 32 to 33. Make sure the people receive salvation as written in Romans chapter 10, verse 8 through 13, and baptize them in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, for you must be born again to enter into the kingdom of heaven. To learn more about baptism, read Mark chapter 16, verse 14 through 20, John chapter 3, verse 1 to 12, Acts chapter 2, chapter 8, chapter 11, and chapter 19. All right, I love you all. Keep watching and praying as our King of Kings and High Priest has instructed us to do. And Shalom.